What's going on, nation? I'm Scott from MuscularStrength.com, and today is the day you're going to stop doing barbell bicep curls, or at least for a while. The goal of this video is to help you guys understand that if you're not seeing gains in your biceps, and you're doing like loads of weight with your bicep curls or various bicep exercise, it's usually because you're having a hard time activate the area properly, or your form is breaking down, or both. So what I'm going to do is show you guys a technique that you can utilize for the next 2 to 3 weeks to help you gain better control of the entire range of motion of any barbell curl that you're doing, so you can better maximize the efficiency of it to start to see some gains. But before we get to the technique, let's talk about what you're probably doing wrong. Now guys, this is an easy curl bar, but I'm going to be using the outside edges like this to make it mimic what a barbell looks like when you do a curl, mainly just because a barbell is super long and I'm really close to the camera and I don't want to hit my camera guy because he won't be happy. Anyways, so this is what a normal barbell curl looks like, okay? To perform it with proper form, your elbows are going to stay either in line with your hips or slightly in front. You're going to curl the weight all the way up to the top of the movement like this, and then as you bring it back down, you're going to lower the weight away from your body so your elbows can stay either in line or slightly in front of your hips. It's this motion of lowering the bar away from your body that keeps tension on the biceps and makes the movement, much harder to do, especially when it gets to heavier weight. Now, the problem is most people, they can bring the bar up no problem. But as they start to lift heavier, form breaks down, whether you're realizing it or not, and you start to see either this, where the elbows shoot back and the weight just drops, so there's no control in the negative. And the other thing you start to see, especially with really heavy weight, is the bar comes down halfway, elbows come back, barbell touches like right around the belly button, and then the curl becomes this half range of motion thing, which doesn't keep tension on the biceps. It just makes you look like an idiot in the gym. And I don't want to see that happening to you guys. So I'm going to show you how to fix that right now. So the first thing we're going to do is get rid of this. Again, this isn't a permanent replacement for the barbell curl, but it's going to be a replacement for now, so you guys learn how to fully engage your biceps throughout the entire range of motion. What you're going to do is you're going to come over here to the cable machine. And the reason why we're going to do an exercise on the cable machine is because this is going to allow us to actually work through all 3 functions of the biceps, okay? When you're doing the standing barbell curl, you're only really able to take advantage of 2 functions. One of them being supination, and the other one being the actual flexion where you get to the top of the movement. The third function of the biceps is actually shoulder flexion, which is when you get to here and come up like this. Now, when you're doing really heavy weights with a barbell curl, you can't exactly curl it to here and then bring your arms out like this and then do some shoulder flexion to bring the bar to your forehead, because it just doesn't make any sense. You're going to end up probably tearing something. But if we come over here to the cable machine, guys, and we set it up so that the pulley is about right up to our chin, you're going to grab the bar, and again, we're not using an easy curl bar, we're using a straight bar so we can maximize the supination, all right? You're going to grab your straight bar, you're going to lay down on the ground like this, and you're going to notice a few things right off the bat. Number 1, without me even doing anything, my elbows are in front of my hips. And they're going to stay like this the entire time because it would be really difficult for you guys to bring those elbows down like that. It doesn't make sense, it doesn't feel right, and I doubt the majority of you would even try to do that. So we're already in a better starting position, and you guys are already feeling tension on your biceps because there's tension there. The hands are supinated, and we're holding weight in the air. Now from this position, what you're going to do is you're going to curl the weight to your forehead. And by curling the weight to your forehead, you see that subtle movement that my elbows just did? That's shoulder flexion. So you're getting the flexion of the forearm like this, but because we're using a cable, we're actually able to bring the weight down and then get that little bit of extra flexion from our shoulder, which is going to allow us to really flex and squeeze our biceps as hard as we can on every single repetition. And now, because the cable is much higher in the air, it will force us on every single repetition to fully extend our arms at the bottom of the movement and not cheat ourselves on taking advantage of what a heavy negative has to offer. So, for the next 3 to 4 weeks, guys, instead of doing a barbell curl, I want you to do this cable version where you literally lay on the ground, squeeze the bar as hard as you can, curl the weight to your forehead, and make sure that as you curl, you're flexing your biceps as hard as you possibly can, and then you get that slight shoulder flexion at the top of the movement, and then control the weight as you bring it back down. I guarantee if you do this for the next 2 to 3 weeks, guys, and then switch back to a barbell curl, you will be able to take so much more advantage of that exercise to start to see some serious bicep growth. And I know because it's something that I had to do to help my biceps get bigger back in the day. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please be sure to smash that like button. And if you're enjoying the content, make sure you subscribe and click that notification bell so you never miss a new video upload from me. And as always, more good stuff coming soon. See you guys.